All right, so apparently the Detroit Pistons are not making much success with Jalen Duren in this contract. They said, still been slow, and they got until probably October until they hit training camp, late September. But you want to be able to wrap this up. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase the chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video. Check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. That link's in the description. So they're saying they're making a little bit of progress, not a lot. Basically, he's still trying to get signed and traded. They say the Pistons still are rejecting attempts to sign and trade. At this point, you got to ask yourself, if he don't want to be here, why not accommodate him? I can see what to say. There's been rumors over the years that they like Vujovic, they like Miles Turner. Obviously they didn't want to pay him $30 million last season, but Mark Stein is reporting that I don't know why it's not coming on the screen, but he's pretty much reporting that they ain't making much success, and he's still trying to get signed and traded. So whether it's going to Sacramento, people were saying, well, the reports were misreported that Duren and the Pistons are not, it's not that bad. If it's not that bad, then you come to you reconcile. If he wants to be here, he's willing to compromise. If they want him to be here, they're willing to compromise, so somebody's going to break. So he wants his $50 million. He probably wants 40 to 45. Obviously, he wants the whole 50 ball. Pistons want to pay him 35. I'm not arguing, man. I'm putting them on the block at this point, because this generation, when they don't want to be here or do something, they drag their feet. And that's one of the, I think, the biggest things that I don't know if a lot of people harping on in the Pistons sphere. You pay him, and then what if he just get lax and he doesn't deliver and get better? A la some of the comparisons to Andre Drummond. Honestly, I want him to get his money. You want him to be here, but at this point, if it's dragging out this long and they're still trying to sell, sign, and trade on the table, just sign and trade them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. When you look at the whole thing in its totality, in its entirety, you're like, guess what? We didn't make a move to get a Robin for Cade Cunningham. I don't believe that y'all believe, that they believe, that any of us believe that Asar Thompson or Ron Holland is going to take this monstrous offensive jump this year. And then if that's not going to happen, then you would need Abuko Corey or Dennis Jenkins to take a hell of a jump, or Cade to take a jump up there with Michael fucking Jordan, for us to be, in contention for a championship. So as constructed, even if they bring back Jalen Duren, you're not a championship caliber team. So, most people believe the Pistons are going to F up their opportunity and overpay him, and then you're not going to be able to get help. And that's one of the scary things about it, because if you pay him, whatever you pay him, right now you're banking on Duren, Thompson, Hollins to make some monumental jumps offensively, and for Duren defensively. The other two are really good defensively, elite. You're banking on those to make a jump, a hell of a jump. And if they don't make that jump, then guess what? You didn't hitch your wagon to them, and where's the flexibility at this point? Because why Thompson not getting paid is because he ain't got paid yet. Duren ain't got paid yet. So to be honest with you, there are some concerns to be out there with Duren and to be out there with Thompson. Because then when you look at Collins, that was an upgrade from a shooting position. Cade, now you really can't, DeRozan got a nice pull-up jumper, but a nice mid-range jumper and a good defender, but it limits what you can do at that 2 spot. Really, it's not an ideal fit, as a Levine would be, as a Kyrie would be, as somebody who can score and shoot. So he straps you regardless. So if I'm them and Sacramento wants to come to the table, Sacramento has to give me something more than Domantas Sabonis. Me personally, I'm probably shopping them to Houston to get KD at this point, or Sengun. I'm willing to throw a little extra in there if they need it. I'm willing to do that at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to get Sengun here. Big Turkish community in Detroit. I'm willing to do that at this point. But if I had to get Sacramento in there, I'm willing to throw. You willing to throw Malik Monk in there? Because it's hard to make the Levine thing work. I'm willing to talk. I'm willing to talk. But if he's still attempting to get signed and traded, bro, he won't out. And why would you want to keep a guy that you don't hear? And then originally, according to Piston Power, it should have came up on the screen. They said that he wanted $30 million last summer, and obviously the Pistons didn't want to give him $30 million. Maybe if he got the $30 million, maybe he don't make all NBA third team. Maybe he don't play as good as he did last year. So, in general, they're not making much progress. Maybe they agree on a shorter term deal, but if he's still pushing sign and trade, bro, if that's what they still pushing to keep it funky with you, I think it's time. I think at this point, why hit your wagon here? You're not going to win next year regardless. You're not a contender. As much as your record may indicate or may not indicate that you're a champ, you're not. You're not. And also, if you are going to be a true championship contender, you need jumps. It's imperative that you have jumps from one of those three, Duren, Holland, or Asar, and you need John Collins to be that 20-10, damn near 20-10 All-Star guy again. I like the firepower off the bench. And you need a lot of things to happen. So if being honest, it seemed like Trajan Langdon is scared to put his imprint on his team. This team has none of his imprint on it. Because Ron Hollins really hasn't contributed. That's the first guy that he drafted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really, Chasanier hasn't really, got a chance. You know what I'm saying? And Ibuka Corey, I mean, obviously it's unfair. He hasn't really put his imprint other than the guys that's not here. Tobias, Malik, Tim Hardaway Jr., some of these guys that's not here. I mean, you still got Duncan here, and we'll see what happened with Isaiah Joe. And, honestly, this is their priority. When their priority should have been prioritizing getting Cade help on the perimeter, because the game is played outside in now. And if you're going to bring back retro basketball and you're going to play inside out, and you're going to develop Duren into a Ewing, a Mourning, Hakeem type of back to the basket and 10 or 15 feet off the block and mid-range jumper, that's, then cool. You develop him into that, and that better be the game plan. But in general, if I had to keep it funky and a thigh while, he keep pushing sign and trade, I'll just accommodate him, bro. And you can get cheaper options that can at least do what he do. You know what I mean? So, if it's a bonus, if it's Sengun, or you could shop him somewhere else, they better prepare to shop him or pay him the whole 50 ball. But that's just my opinion. Check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist at the link in the description. Say find me everywhere. Peace.
He got cooked by Wendell Carter. He got cooked by Jared Allen. That's the facts.
But he's still gonna get his money.
I don't think you pay him more than what Austin Reeves just got. Why do you think he deserves $40 million?
Because Theo, the facts are the matter is he made an All-NBA selection and he was an All-Star this year. He got it at the right time. I'm just being real. That's just what it is.
I'll give you $30 million. You make All-NBA again, I'll give it to you.
Big fella getting 50 a year.
Who?
Austin is getting 40 a year. Jalen Duren's getting 50 a year.
Detroit Pistons are not serious if you give Jalen Duren $50 million. He's a starting big. He deserves $35 million.
Third year, he was the All-NBA selection and the All-Star. That's all I'm saying, Theo.
I'll take Wendell Carter over him.
Wendell Carter was not even close to making an NBA All-Star game, number one, or even being an NBA All-Selection.
Does the point guard not matter for a big? I think if you put Cade on Detroit, Wendell Carter looks good too.
He still averaged 20 without Cade.
We're going to come back here. It's going to be the same fucking thing.
You got cooked, Theo.
I didn't get cooked. That's
You got
cool.
cooked. You got cooked.
That's fine.
Hey, chat. Tombstone's in the chat.
You know,
Nigga took his bitch and his check.
So your ex. Shout out Jalen Duren too. That nigga, another goofy ass nigga.
What he do?
That his girl took, ain't getting paid. There's a lot going on in his life.
Jalen Duren?
All NBA forward Jalen Duren was reportedly underwhelmed by the team's initial offer and free agency talks. Nigga, you were supposed to be the second best player on your squad come playoffs, number one seed. You got dog walked by Wendell Carter. First round. Then you met Evan Mobley and Jared what's his name?
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. Couldn't get past them two niggas. Why are we paying you? Why are we paying you?
I think he was All NBA second team.
Cade was over there hooping with a defibrillator.
He was.
And Jalen Duren out there getting his cardio in.
He ain't got no post hook,
Man,
no shimmy,
come on, bro.
no nothing.
You just big and strong, and when he big and strong in the playoffs.
Wasn't he big and strong?
Cause who boomed on his ass?
Wendell Carter.
And Angel Reese left Wendell for him, right?
No, Angel Reese left
him
Jalen Duren for Wendell.
Your ex-new nigga dunking on you in the first round?
Nigga took your bitch and
took you
your
to
money.
7 games?
The Detroit Pistons still do not have Jalen Duren under contract for next year. He is still a restricted free agent, and I don't know what's going on in these contract negotiations. But the fact that we're, 2.5, 3 weeks into free agency and there's still no deal, and he's not signing an offer sheet anywhere else, I really don't know what's happening. From Jalen Duren's side, he's like, I was just all NBA and I want this money. But from the Pistons side, it's you weren't as productive in the playoffs, and you probably want to be paid as a max player. And that's the thing in this NBA now. It used to be Kobe Bryant, the LeBrons, those kind of guys were the ones making top dollar. That is no longer the case. Now it seems like anybody's getting a paycheck at the highest rate. Chet Holmgren has a max deal. I believe Chet Holmgren's a good player. I don't believe he's a max player. I think Jalen Duren's a very good player. I don't think he's a max player. I believe there's always only five or so, maybe 10. But really, I think it's real close, like 5 to 7 true max value players. And I think that's the problem with the NBA now. And I think this is kind of the first stand at teams realizing we can't pay all these dudes all this money. And this is kind of the first stand that we're seeing where it's kind of bitter. Not that we've heard any reports or anything, but I think the fact that he is not signed at this point shows that there's animosity, even if it's just a little bit. There's something going on in between his agent, Jalen Duren, and that Detroit Pistons ball club. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes, whether it's a short, 1-year deal. Is it a 2-year deal with a player option? And he comes back to the table next year, and he's a unrestricted free agent, whatever it is. But I don't know. It's very interesting that he's still not signed at this point, man. So whatever's gonna happen, I think it needs to happen fast for both parties.
Hey man, listen, bro. If Jalen Duren, after the playoff performance that he did, if he wants to leave that bad, if he feel like no matter what we offer him, it just ain't it, or he just rather go somewhere else, let him leave, bro. Let him leave. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Yes, he's a great talent. Yes, he has a lot of upside. Yes, he's gonna be a very good center, very good big man, very good player in our league as he gets older and as he matures with his game. However, you can't teach heart. You cannot teach heart. You cannot teach, like dog. You can't put the dog in somebody. It's either in you or it's not. So if he want to leave, bro, let him leave, dog. I'm not about to, after what he did, I'm not about to press him and beg him to stay. I'm not begging a nigga to stay, bro. I'm not. Appreciate what you've done, and I want to see more out of you, as you go forward with your career. But yeah, I'm definitely not begging him to stay, dog. I'm not trying to match whatever another team give him. Give him a number. If it ain't enough, he gotta go, bro. Ain't no begging him, dog.